On this week's episode of Bayou Wild TV, some Texas outdoorsmen joined forces with a popular Cajun comedian.
Mais comment ça va, everybody? It's me, DJ Rhett.
Armed with treble hooks, rotten chicken,
Let's go. Hey.
and 22s.
That's a big lizard, man.
We loaded up in a temperamental airboat
The engine's got saved. Help!
and set out for a hilariously exciting swamp lizard hunt.
Hang on.
I actually thought it was going to be more, like involved, jumping the wall, Tarzan, but it's actually it's like fishing.
You can't take the guy anywhere, okay? We've been taking people out on Bayou Wild on trips like this, and they see science and nature and peace and harmony. And this guy, what does he see? A party. Closed captioning made possible by Explore Kayak Adventure Company. Fishing, sightseeing to photography tours, everything to make your paddling adventure happen. See Explore Kayak Adventure Company on Facebook and Instagram.
Every day, we strive to preserve traditions that have spanned generations.
Around every turn of the bayou, Mother Nature reveals unique people, places, and experiences.
And the bounty of animals and fish. Well, in Louisiana, we just call that lanyard. I'm Don Dubuque.
I'm Chris LeCoq.
I'm Captain Martha Spencer. Join us as we document the adventure,
Sportsmanship.
And heritage that make us Bayou Wild.
It's a beautiful day down the Bayou Shy, a beautiful day for a gator. Would you be mine? Would you be mine? Well, I stopped at the Piggly Wiggly, picked me up some French bread. Bayou comme ça, bayou comme ça. I have always wanted to have a gator just like you. I always wanted to have a gator to cook my stew with. Let's make the most of this camp today. The gators are out there and they're biting in the bay. Would you be mine? Could you be mine? Won't you be my gator? Won't you please? Won't you please? S'il vous plaît, mon partner.
Hey, neighbor.
Hey!
How's it going?
How's it going?
DJ Rhett up
How's it
there.
going?
Good to
How
see
you
you.
doing?
You want to go on a gator hunt?
Let's go, Shaq.
All
Let's
right,
do it.
Let's do this.
Well, DJ Rhett is my alter ego, okay? DJ Rhett started when I was about 14 years old. I actually am a real DJ. So I did weddings, school dances, stuff like that. And then I've always been intrigued with comedy, video work, and a couple of years ago I made a couple of videos, put them on Facebook, YouTube, and it just kind of blew up into what it is today with the y'all catching phrase and just a lot of down south comedy.
Open it!
I was gonna tell y'all this on Christmas morning, but what the heck? With this overtime check, I'm putting in a crawfish pond.
Oh man, wow! I can't wait.
That's it. It goes with duck blinds too.
That's what it's all about. It's just poking fun out of ourselves to make Louisiana, present in everybody's lives all over the country. So.
So this was a return to the island for another gator hunt.
The best thing about this is if he doesn't get that, we could take that off the hook and make a chicken stew tonight.
There you go.
Yep.
And gator hunts as they go, other shows tend to sensationalize and really dramatize alligator hunting, and really it's pretty much a mundane sport. I mean, they do it right here at the island. They promote the safety and the way it's done, and that they keep the alligator. There's not much chance that it's going to be lost. But I think one of the things that sometimes we lose on an alligator hunt is it's supposed to be fun. And I got to tell you, when you bring DJ Rhett along, it is going to be fun.
Watch this, Swamp. Smells like Saturday morning on Bourbon Street. Let's go.
Coming up, DJ Rhett. We're gonna see how tough he is and how Cajun he may be.
I know, and y'all got us some good Cajun music we can listen to.
Let's put him on a gator.
Let's go. I didn't realize you had to shoot gators like 20 times to get them down, you know. Woohoo!
Y'all catch it?
No, I'm gonna say y'all shooting like 5 times.
In 1967, Dutch Stogner realized his dream to run his own meat market. 50 years and 3 generations later, Double D and the Stogner family still operate with Dutch's original commitment to quality. Pick up some Double D sausage today and share your good times with us on Facebook. In 1967, Dutch Stogner realized his dream to run his own meat market. 50 years and 3 generations later, Double D and the Stogner family still operate with Dutch's original commitment to quality. Pick up some Double D sausage today and share your good times with us on Facebook.
I've been using Louisiana fish fry products so much, even the kids are getting into it.
Funny yellow bag, pour and boil, a great crawfish every time.
And whether you're boiling crawfish, shrimp, or crabs, Louisiana fish fry products use the perfect blend of garlic, onion, spices, and salt for your seafood boils. So look for the bright yellow bag and pour and boil with Louisiana fish fry products.
On our property over here, the gator population has been restored, I would say, over the last 20 or 30 years, above extinction, almost to a nuisance level here. We have thousands of gators here. It's a blessing and a curse.
This is the 3rd year I've been lucky enough to go on some gator hunts, and I have to say I had high expectations because we haven't seen tremendously large gators taken yet.
We had a really good season last year. We only target larger alligators. We try to let the 6 and 7 footers live. Yeah, so our average size last year out of 31 gators was probably 8 feet.
When I got here, I really didn't know what to expect. I've never alligator hunt before. You see the stuff on the other shows, that are famous here in Louisiana. They add a lot of drama to it, so that's what I was thinking. I was thinking, oh, it's gonna be some drama. There he went. In his hand.
Oh, good night. Yeah, Dale, get you ready to kill.
Get a little closer to the boat.
The first gator we got out there was about 9 foot, they said, 9 foot.
Once I saw him out of the water, he was easily 100 pounds bigger than me. So that was exciting, and I would be happy with that if that's all we saw all day.
But I think one of the things that sometimes we lose on an alligator hunt is it's supposed to be fun. And I got to tell you, when you bring DJ Rhett along, it is going to be fun.
I didn't realize you had to shoot gators like 20 times to get them down, That dude don't want to go down. So we gotta have a lot of bullets. Woohoo!
Y'all catch it?
No, I'm gonna say y'all shooting like 5 times.
That's a big lizard, man.
It's about a 4-footer right there.
Oh no.
Yeah, look, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 feet. I've never seen a 15-foot alligator. That'd be like mutations all over. Booty! Let's go. I'm telling you, that smells like Sunday morning on Bourbon Street. Like when you walk out, like daylight, you're in one of them clubs and you don't know the sun's out and you walk out, that's what that smells like, Bourbon Street right there. I actually thought it was going to be more, you know, like involved, jumping the wall, Tarzan, you know, but it's actually pretty, it's like fishing.
Fortunately, we were enough to get Rhett on his first gator and a couple other ones.
I got it, come on. Stop, right there.
Yeah, a little further back. Go ahead.
Oh!
Got him. I got mine on my first one, so I just want to let y'all know that. Watch this, swamp people. Let's go.
Hang on. I got you, man.
Grab him by the belt.
You better put another one in there. How many y'all putting him? 6 and he's still going? Come soft.
You done that before?
Yeah, man.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no.
Tell you what, if we got lost out here and I had a choice between eating that and dying, I'd be dead. Yep, I would be.
Well, the first thing about this trip that we'll always remember is this guy, DJ Rhett. Now, you can't take the guy anywhere, okay? We've been taking people out on Bayou Wild on trips like this, and they see science and nature and peace and harmony. And this guy, what does he see? A party.
I think I'm pretty raw and just authentic. I don't try to put on, some act or anything like that. What you see is what you get. I mean, I've acted this way since I was a little kid, so. This wasn't in my contract, man. I came over here to have a good time. Now I gotta work on this. I gotta get my mechanic skills out. I mean.
Do you know how to fix this thing?
Yeah. Not really. The slang and the Cajun French that I use, I've learned from my great-grandparents when they were still around. Help! The engine's got saved! Help! I ain't about no Gilligan's Island. We ain't doing that out here. I'm telling you that much. Because I ain't eating them apple snails. I kind of want to keep that tradition going and teach people the heritage, because Cajun French is a dying language, and I just want to bring it to the forefront and just keep it alive as best as I can.
The one thing I think, aside from alligator hunting, which involves managing a resource, it's an important part of the management to remove them and to propagate the species. It also provides some products. I mean, the leather is very valuable, and boots and wallets and belts. Also, the meat is a real delicacy now, and it's served in many, many restaurants, and it's shipped out of the state and enjoyed by people all across the country.
I would enjoy coming every time now because, like I said, you see that on TV and I'm like, nah, I don't want to mess with alligators, but this is actually a fun experience.
Coming up next, we catch up with Chef Michael Johnson of LSU Athletics, and this time we've got gator on the menu. Want to be seen on a Bayou Wild episode? Sign up for our Cajun Invasion wild pheasant hunt in the remote hills of South Dakota in mid-November. Bad River Bucks and Birds provides lodging, meals, transportation, dogs, and bird cleaning. Details at dontheoutdoorsguy.com.
We love our children. We protect them. We guide them. We prepare them for life in the world. With all that we do, from deep in our hearts, we cannot control all things. Life-threatening illnesses and disabilities affect far too many of our children each year. While we cannot change the circumstance, we can make dreams come true. Dreams to provide hope, to provide spiritual healing and strength, to provide moments of happiness and relief in the hardest of times. We can give a glimmer of light and hope in a time of darkness and despair. Join huntofalifetime.org to help make dreams come true, to provide hope for children with life-threatening illnesses and disabilities. Hunt of a Lifetime is a nonprofit organization fulfilling dreams for hunting and fishing trips to youth 21 and under with life-threatening illnesses and disabilities. Visit huntofalifetime.org to learn how you can make a difference.
Looking for cleaner energy? Propane can do that. When you are cooking with clean, affordable propane, you're cooking with gas. In the wintertime, nothing heats a home like Louisiana propane. And when you need hot water, propane's got you covered. Oh, and you won't regret that propane generator when the power goes out. Fuel for our future. I'm Miss Louisiana Courtney Hammonds. For more information and to find a propane dealer near you, visit louisianapropane.com.
Welcome back. We're here with Chef Michael Johnson. He is the executive chef for LSU Athletics. Today we're cooking up something a little unique for Louisiana and something that a lot of people are familiar with, but may not exactly know how to tackle in the kitchen.
Yeah,
so
well,
tell me what we're doing today.
It definitely has a business end to it, that's for sure. You know, when we cook gator at the Nutrition Center, it's about kind of celebrating our heritage, right? And so the gator is, not a lot of people know this, but it's very lean, you know, and it's got a lot of protein. It's high in protein, so it's a viable source for food, and they taste good too. The legs taste a little bit like turkey, but then you kind of get pork tones from the tail as well. Yeah.
A lot of folks that think about alligator meat think there's only one way to cook it, and that's, you know, fried gator bites, and that's only the tail meat.
Yeah.
And a lot of times when people go gator hunting, they're thinking about going after the biggest gator they can find. But right here, this is a more manageable way for somebody to do this at home, and what we're gonna actually do is smoke this entire gator. So there's a lot going on here. Walk us through how we're gonna smoke this and how much time we need to do this.
Well, you know, you can smoke this in a couple of hours, but the reason I like the smaller gators is because it's young, and the meat is tender. So the ideal situation for smoking a gator for me is this gator's been brined overnight, so salt instead of sugar I use honey. The idea is that you're pulling some of the liquid out of the gator and you're putting some of the salty liquid back into the gator, right? And what that does is during the cooking process, the salt helps retain moisture. So, you know, it is a lean meat.
It's gonna make it juicier.
Right, that's right. It's gonna hold the moisture in. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna salt rub it.
So this is salt, and what else?
So this is
paprika?
Salt. It has some cayenne pepper in it. It has leek powder. It has shallot powder, and some Calabrian chili peppers. Obviously kosher salt as well.
Here, I'll help you.
We want a nice good coating on it.
Yeah, this has got me got the gears turning for me. I have a smoker at home, and I've never attempted something this exotic,
Yep.
but I think
So
I can handle
that
it.
looks good. And the idea here is that we're going to put it on the smoker first with just the rub. What's going to happen here is the heat rises over here, comes across the top of the gator and out the chimney. And so for a while here, we're just going to let him smoke dry. And then after about an hour, we're going to come out here and baste him so that he doesn't dry out too much.
So after an hour, it's got a little bit of a crust going.
That's right.
I'm thinking this is similar to smoking ribs.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You just, you know, you want to get a nice good spread on it.
Tell me again what's in this?
This is Calabrian chilies, garlic, minced garlic, and olive oil.
It smells delicious.
It tastes quite good, yeah.
We're putting it suntan lotion on.
That's right.
I gotta say, when I thought about this at first, I wasn't so sure about it. I didn't think it was gonna look the most appetizing, but it actually looks pretty good right now.
It smells good, huh?
Yeah. It's
kind of interesting. Not that it's matterful or anything, but as it cooks, this mixture kind of darkens up.
Yeah.
And it has like a texture to it. It actually kind of mimics what the skin of a gator looks like when it comes off. It'll darken up with the smoke. As I do this, I just kind of drizzle the oil over the top of it and blot it. I want to be careful not to knock too much of the seasoning off, but it's holding its texture well, and you can see that garlic and chili is kind of cooking to it. And if I drizzle the oil into the garlic and chili, it kind of holds it on the top of the gator and slowly drips down the side of it, which is really ideal as it cooks. It kind of just slowly oozes down the side, and it kind of maintains the basting by itself. When we put it on the smoker, we're going to put it on around 200 degrees. If it fluctuates 10 or 20 degrees, that's fine, but a lot of guys smoke at 250 degrees, you know, and above 220, and you're kind of taking the tenderness away from the meat. At the Nutrition Center, we will cook multiple gators. We'll have one that's you know, a presentation we'll put in front of everybody and pick the meat from right in front of them. And then we will have 2 or 3 that have already been picked, and we'll put those into other types of dishes. Maybe a sandwich, maybe a pasta dish. But
so the total cooking time for this alligator to be smoked for, you said, is about 4 to 6 hours.
Yeah.
Temperature based.
Yeah, exactly.
You can cook it faster or slower. Tell me a little about when you would serve this to the students and the athletes, why you would serve it to them, and how do they receive it?
Well, you know, I think that one would think that we would serve this during the Florida game, but
right.
We try not to be gimmicky like that.
Yeah.
You know, honestly, when we cook gator, for instance, last year after we won the championship, we came home and we cooked gator, and it wasn't about somebody that we defeated. It was about celebrating being Louisianans, and you know, we actually had a much better turnout for it than I thought we would. The reason we cooked it is not just because we're Louisiana and we're celebrating our culture, but it is a lean white meat, and it's high in protein, so it has nutritional value to it. It tastes like chicken, and it also tastes like pork, and it has pieces of it. You know, the dark leg meat, once it's smoked and cooked, it tastes a little bit like turkey. So it's an interesting creature, and it's an interesting product to use. You put them all together, and it's a delicious dish.
So if you're like me, anytime you see an alligator now, you're just going to look at it as a menu item and not so much a wild creature.
Absolutely.
Add the taste of Louisiana to your next meal. If you like creamy, bold, tangy, or spicy, bring home the taste of Louisiana with sauces from Louisiana fish fry products.
If you're lucky enough to bag a deer or a hog this season, bring it here to Double D. Double D processes hogs and exotic game and guarantees your product is always the meat you brought to Double D.
Double D Meats in Bogalusa, home of country smoked, spicy jalapeno cheddar, and other customized flavors.
Bring your deer or your hog here to Double D, where you always get your meat back in return. It's worth a drive to Bogalusa from anywhere. Double D.
Having Rhett with us today was awesome, man. What he does to promote South Louisiana and our culture and our heritage and our slang, man, the stuff that he can come up with on a whim, it would take me a yellow pad in a week to come up with some of that stuff.
You could do some alligator CrossFit training, chap. Look at this. We're gonna mix this up with a little Bayou yoga next time, like this. Now we do some land lunges, like this. Back in March when everything shut down, like everybody else, I was depressed. And I was like, well, how are we gonna get out of this? And the only way I know how to get out of this is making people laugh. That's it. I get comments all the time. Hey man, thank you for what you're doing. It's just, it makes everything better. When I get home stressed out, I throw in one of your videos and boom, I forget about everyday life. When a man's a true Cajun, he should be mangeing, eating high on the hog.
There's a lot of comedians out there that have to take things to a raunchy stance or to a controversial joke. And a lot of comedians feel like they have to be controversial to be popular. What I respect about DJ Rhett is that he takes the culture and makes that comedy.
Woo! Everything's ready for the Nutria Hunt. The Nutria Hunt? Wow, it's like a Lapérouse family tradition.
This guy, you could take him on a grass cutting mission in knee-high grass in August with a push mower, and he'd make it fun. That's the kind of guy he is, and he certainly lived up that today with us.
Anytime I do a dub, I put life stories that I've experienced in it. And I think that's why it catches a lot, because people are like, man, I went through the same thing.
It's about the rodeo. Oh, now you a cowboy? Fishing! They biting in the bay.
It's supposed to rain anyway.
So?
Check the forecast.
I don't care, I'm going anyway.
You know what? Fine, go.
The Notebook's one of my favorite, and I love dubbing, WWE wrestlers.
Sure you didn't put too much spice in there, Macho.
Oh, man, no, man. I put just enough spice in there to make my
Dude,
lips
the water in
tingle.
there was
Yeah.
amazing, bro.
While this adventure was a lot of fun and jokes, we leave with so much more than that. Louisiana is a unique place full of unique people. And oftentimes, it's those everyday experiences with our neighbor that keep us grounded.
You know the difference between alligators and crocodiles? One will see you later, and one will see you after a while.
Sometimes laughter is the best medicine, and just another part of our culture that is Bayou Wild.